right, you guys. Well, welcome in. This is cool. This is the official first episode ever of a new series that I am launching called Artists on Deck. My name is Morgan Tompkins, and the whole point of this show is just that. It's talking about the next generation of big stars in music, TV, movies, everything you guys need to know about them, and just catching up, hanging out, finding out what they've been up to, talking about their music. And I am so excited that the first episode is with none other than the amazing Skylar Stecker. I've known this girl for a while. Skylar, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
It's so good to see you. I feel like it has been years, but I think it actually has been years.
It has been years. It's crazy. I was actually just in the car with my mom the other day, and I was like thinking of the "Don't Make Me Mad," like our little like dance thing we did. That was so long ago. I think that was over like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while. I'm like, I hope they still talk about that video, because I really embarrassed myself doing it, and I hope that it still made an impact on them.
Yes, no, it's literally my favorite video to date. Like still,
Okay.
like I literally like have it in my phone under my favorites. I'm
Please.
not kidding. Don't make me mad. Don't make me hate you. Don't make me see you in the morning.
Hey, first of all, just how have you been? I know everyone's spent a lot of time at home, obviously, but are you good? Family good? Everything all right in your world?
Yeah, everyone's doing good. I mean, given like the circumstances and everything, this year has been crazy, but it's been good. I have a little studio set up now at home, so I've been able to record and do all that and write at home, which has been very helpful throughout the whole thing. So I'm doing good though. It's good. It's good.
I feel like we've all had to like kind of improvise and turn parts of our house into places that we would normally like leave the house to go do. It's like, this is my quiet corner here. Like, I'm gonna make it mine, and you can't come over here.
Totally. No, our garage, we turned part of our garage into like a little gym. So my dad, because I'm at my parents' house right now, but my dad like will like do like little exercises and stuff, and we'll all work out together as a family. It's hilarious.
And so you obviously been working on music while you've been home. I mean, it's what you do. And just because we're here doesn't mean that, we stop doing what we love. And, you have fans that are in need of new music. They like to be well fed with new content. So how has that been for you, kind of with the change of circumstances, still being able to kind of find time to be creative and put out music and everything like that?
Yeah. I mean, at first it was tricky because I remember I went on vacation right before COVID, like the lockdown and everything happened. And I had all these sessions lined up. I was going to put out an album. I had all these things, that were going to happen. And obviously the plans kind of changed. So in the meantime, I tried to think of like things that I could do, because at the time, none of us really knew how long this was going to go on for. So I tried to think of things that I could do at home to better myself. So no matter how long it was, at least I came out of the situation, knowing a new skill or, something. So I play multiple instruments. So I played drums, piano, and guitar was my weakest instrument. So I like took guitar lessons. I've continued taking drum lessons. I like set up my own little home studio, which was a savior. Like, I don't know what I would have done without it. And literally all of my new music that's to come is all stuff that I vocal produced, co-produced, wrote, like did at home, which has been really cool and very also empowering to like have that control and to like know what I'm doing, because I'm in sessions all the time and I'm very involved in everything and I know what I like and what I want, but to be able to now like actually execute it myself. And if like I'm in a session per se and I can't communicate correctly like what I want, I'm like, oh, just send me the steps, like I got it, I'll do it. So it's been really nice. So I also wouldn't have had time probably, I really don't think ever, to have had that chance to like sit and actually like learn how to do all of that, so I'm like super, super grateful, honestly, for the experience to be able to like learn new skills and everything. So it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like forced us, like I said, in order to like, to cope with what's going on. It's kind of forced us out of our shell and be like, okay, well, I now need to figure out how to do like the producing side of things, or I need to like figure out how to like, make this soundboard work, or, whatever it is. And, because of that, you've been able to kind of do it all yourself. And then you can look back in a couple of years and be like, yeah, that song I put out, like I did that all at home. Like I had such a hand in that whole process, which is kind of cool to look back on.
Totally. 100%. And it's like you said, it's creating new stories, even behind the stories that the songs are about, like to have that extra piece of, you know, knowing the little logistics and everything and like the funny background, you know, like half of my songs I go back and I listen to the isolated vocal and you can hear my brother like distantly in the background, like, Mom, make me a quesadilla, or like like normal, just like normal house. So it's kind of fun. It adds like a little bit of character. So
you're like, that made it on the track. We're remixing the Mom Make Me a Quesadilla song. It actually sounded good.
Exactly. It's like a producer tag. It's like how they have like mustard on the beat. It's like, Mom, make me a quesadilla.
That's how you know the Skylar track was made during quarantine. It has that tag on it. I love that. It's a miracle if I can get through recording anything without my dogs like starting to bark like crazy. That's just become like a normal thing now. So we're putting that out there in the world. I know that you have some dogs too. I know we're going to talk about music, but I need to talk about dogs because it's equally as important.
Oh, it's equally as important, 100%.
You have 2 dogs or 3 dogs?
I have 3 dogs.
Oh my gosh. What are their names? Shout them out right now.
Okay, so my little babies. So I have a Sasha, who's a Shih Tzu, and she is like the oldest of the pack. So she's like the alpha, and it's hilarious because she's the smallest. So she like runs the whole crew, like tells everyone like what to do. Like if you eat her food, she'll like rip your head off. But like she's so sweet too. So that's Sasha, and then we have a golden doodle whose name is Sadie, and she's so sweet. And then we actually just got a Bernedoodle, and his name is Saint. So he's a little baby, but he's huge. He's like 70 pounds or like
is that a Saint Bernard and a poodle?
It's a Bernese mountain dog and a poodle.
Oh,
wow. So they're like, they have like the brown like eyebrows and like the brown marking with the black and white. But he's so sweet, but he's such a goofball because like he's big, but he's still a baby. He's only like, I want to say 7 months, but so it's hilarious because he'll run around and like act like a total like puppy, but he's like giant. So it's
that's the thing with big dogs. Even when they're puppies, they look like they're full grown, and you're like, why is this dog acting like this? And it's like, oh, because it's a puppy still.
Exactly. You have to like remind yourself. Like he'll jump up on the counter. So he thinks he's like this small. When you go on the couch, he'll like sit on you. You're like, dude.
We're going through it over here too. We got a puppy a couple months back, and she's growing so much, but she's a psycho. She's an absolute crazy person, and it's kind of fun because when we're at home, like that entertainment and keeps us busy and things like that. But yeah, she is a certified crazy person.
What's her name?
Her name's Harper, and
so that's so cute.
Yeah, she's a boxer, and you know every night she does her zoomies throughout the whole place, and we call it Hurricane Harper, and she just goes for it.
I love that.
We all have to like hold on to our drinks or food because she's just like coming for us, and it's nuts. But
so cute. Oh, dogs are the best.
Dogs are, a very important part of surviving quarantine, I have to say.
Oh, 100%. I don't know what I would have done without we actually got the 3rd dog during quarantine too. So
I think a lot of people are. They're like, we needed a little bit in our life, and then once they get there, you're like, okay, this is a lot.
Exactly.
Well, I'm happy that the family's good. I'm happy you got your dogs there. You've been working on some music. So let's talk about the new track. I mean, okay, how do I say that? FWY, right?
Yes.
But how do you say it when you're talking about the track? Is it like F with you? Is it FWY?
I'll say like F with you, or I'll just say like FWY. It depends on who's around. It depends on the crowd.
Right, exactly. You're like, oh, this song is about a freeway. She's talking about a freeway. Got it. Yeah.
I got so many of that before the track release because I didn't say anything. I just it was just FWY, and everyone's like, freeway. Ooh, like, well, how are you gonna incorporate freeway into a song? I was like, no.
You're like, just wait. It's gonna be lit.
I'm like, that's not it, but like it's okay. Well, it's all good.
The song's amazing. I know you just put the video out as well. So tell me a little bit about the track and how that kind of came together for you.
Yeah, so that was actually one of the first songs that I vocal produced and did during quarantine.
That's awesome.
And I'm so excited that I'm finally able to put it out because it's one of the tracks I've had for the longest period of time. Superman, actually, the track that came out before that, I only did like a couple weeks before it came out. So then I was like, all right, we gotta like bring back some of the old stuff that I want to put out too. So, but I got pitched that song, the first verse and the chorus idea, and it was just a really rough demo, just over like guitar. And my producer friend, his name's Jordan Manswell, he's based in Canada, and he sent it to me. He's like, hey, what do you think about something like this? And so then I recorded it. I was like, well, let me try recording it and playing around with it, because I wanted to also use it as like a trial with my producing skills, you know what I mean? So I was like, perfect. I was like, let me try doing something to it. And so then I finished the song and I finished writing it, and then it came to life, and I was like, you know what, like, let's do it, let's put it out, why not? And then every month I've been releasing kind of a song a month has been my thing that I've been wanting to do. So it was really exciting that I finally I'm kind of in the role of releasing music again after the COVID madness and everything, and getting in that mode again, which is exciting. So that's kind of how that came together. And then the video we shot during quarantine too. And that was my first, I think, like real music video that I did. Because Superman was just like me. It's hilarious because it's all black in the background. It looks like it would be like this big green screen, but it was literally me in the garage on like a spinny thing. And then we edited the background so it's like all just like black.
They're all like, we're all like, they're like, we're using a vacuum to like blow her hair. We
literally, it was like a little tiny fan, and like they're holding it like this. It was hilarious. I should send you some like behind the scenes. It was so funny.
Please.
So yeah, and then I did that one, and then Fuck With You obviously is like definitely a lot more like music video style. Like there was more stuff going on. I got to do it with like an actor. So it was really cool. It was like two completely different things, but both equally as fun in their own right. So
do you get like nervous before like a shoot? Like I know that was probably like, I guess like you said, like the biggest or most legit like music video that you've done. Like how do you feel like before you shoot something like that? Do you get butterflies, or are you like I'm ready to go?
For music videos, I don't usually get too nervous. I more get anxious because I'm like curious like how it's gonna look and go, and I want to make sure that I get all the shots that I want and that I envision. So I more just want everything to run smoothly and effortlessly, but that's never how it goes. There's always something that happens on a music video set or like some crazy story. But luckily both of them went very, very smoothly, very easy. I actually did F With You with my uncle. He actually works like in the film industry. So it was really fun being able to do that with family, which made it that much more fun. And also like relaxed my nerves or anxiousness or whatever it was even more, just because I trust him so much. Being my uncle, I was like, I trust him, like he's got this. I mean, I was like a little bit nervous. Like I usually don't do videos with like love interests. I just usually don't, for whatever reason that is. So it was my first time really having like except for my video for Obvious, but that was more dance, but this one was more of like close and
you're like I know she doesn't get nervous like filming like on Hollywood Boulevard, like when you did like the Only Want You video. Clearly she doesn't care, like she's just doing her thing, but there's a boy in this one, so it's different.
Way easier. No, for 100%. Like that to me was way easier, just like being like run and gun, like go like down, and then you don't really have time to think. But then this one I was like, I've never met this person before. He's like all up in my face. I was like, how's this gonna go?
There's some Tic Tacs going on, making sure our breath's good. Yeah.
My mom was on gum patrol.
She's like, do you need anything? Gum, mints?
Exactly. Good? Water,
That's so funny. Well, the video turned out amazing, for everything that went into it. And again, I know it's quite an accomplishment just to get a music video done right now, and with everything kind of going on. So I know how much red tape you probably had to cut through just to get that done. So the video turned out amazing. I'll put a link down below so people can make sure to check it out. And I mean, the sound of the song too, like I said, someone that's known you for a couple years, it's been cool to see the evolution of Skylar Stecker, and see how you started and kind of where you are now, where you're going as an artist. So I mean, how would you describe it on your end, kind of this evolution of sound and songwriting and storytelling that you've been kind of going through as an artist, kind of where you started leading up to kind of where you are with this latest video?
Well, I started when I was, when I met you and stuff, fairly young, doing music, and just because I found that passion and my love for that very young. So I've kind of grown up and put all of my experiences in I've grown up through my music. So when people listen, you kind of see how I've grown into the person that I am today, and like finding my voice, and like growing into a young woman, and different experiences you go through at different ages, then whether it's insecurity or like a burst of confidence or whatever it may be. So I've kind of also learned, I think, over the time too, to just be even more and more honest. So I think as time went on, I kind of cracked the shell and peeled those layers back, which has kind of given me that most authentic sound, and to that place where I am right now, where I feel so confident and happy and like very proud of the music that I'm creating, because I feel like even in years to come, like I'll probably look back at this and be like, oh, I don't want to listen to that because I've grown, and I'll be in a different place. But I'll always like be able to look back where I am now and know that like that was truly 100% authentically like where I was in my life, and the way that I presented it through my music. Like I will forever, be proud of that. and the growth. Like even now I feel like I used to be like embarrassed of like my old stuff, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, but now I look back and I'm like, I appreciate it because I'm like, that was a part of your life. Like,
Yeah.
Don't be that was like that was a part of your life, absorb it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is what it is, and like be proud of it. And so I think I just really wanted to dive into during quarantine. It gave me like a sense of kind of stepping outside of myself and looking back in on the things that like I want to leave, hopefully COVID, like as a better person, and what are things I can really like self-focus on. And I think like honesty and getting rid of that like front of, trying to maybe acting like things are okay when they're not, and like putting that in my music and just
Yeah.
saying it how it is, like how I feel. And I feel like I've definitely learned that. And I would say that's like what has gotten me to like where I am right now. And I'm excited for what's to come, because I just think every day I'm learning more and more, and I'm experiencing more and more. So, and I obviously like I put that right back into the music. So it's kind of been a really fun cycle, and just kind of seeing where it goes with the
Yeah.
honesty and transparency, and just kind of embracing it all. So
Well, it's good. I mean, it's such a cool thing, like I said, for fans, or for everybody to kind of see where this goes. And it's great to look back to, like you said, it's almost like a musical yearbook, like you look back
totally.
and you're like, I was in this grade and I'm like, I thought that shirt was really cool at that moment, and I love looking back on that picture. But now I would wear, I would wear this now, and I'm into this now. But it's
Exactly.
great to be able to like look back on those videos and be like, that's cool, because that represented where I was at that time and in that moment, and what was authentic to me at that moment. And now, here's where I am now. And so it's cool to kind of see that journey that you're going on.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's 100% spot on. It's like I look back and I remember when like big eyebrows and like the overly like all that was super sad, and I was like, yes. And then now I look back and I'm like, my eyebrows were like this small, but I was like drawing them on like this big. I was like, but I was like, hey, that was what was in style.
You were doing it in that moment. It was happening right then and there. It was going on, I promise.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about the fans for a second, because there's no doubt you have some incredible fans. If you go on your social pages and comments on the video, there's just so much love. There's such an outpouring of support for you and people that you've reached along the way. So what's it like for you as an artist to be able to drop music, especially right now? Like I said, during COVID and quarantine, people are home and they're missing going out to shows. They're missing this type of interaction. So what's it like for you as an artist to, number one, be able to interact with them on social media? I know we're all thankful for social media and stuff right now for that, to be able to talk to them on there, and also be able just to release new music and videos and watch the reaction, and, kind of give them something to look forward to, and give them some gift of music right now when people kind of need it.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I feel like I've definitely been able to connect with my fans even more through this whole process. But I mean, having a lot more like time on my hands to be able to do that, and to really have those conversations, and to really like let them in on, things that, we're all going through. I feel like it's kind of connected everyone. And I've even rekindled with people I haven't talked to in forever. And I feel like we all can relate on this one thing of like this craziness of life that's going on right now. And especially with the fans, like we're all feeling it together, and trying to figure it out together. So it's been really great. And, I kind of went a little bit without releasing music just because, of obviously like plans falling out or whatever it was, and change of plans. And now I'm kind of at that point where I have the plans and I'm releasing. So it's been really fun, because I can tell they're all very excited and anxious, just like I am, to like have new music and to be releasing. And it's definitely going to be a more consistent flow of music coming. I have so much that I've done during quarantine. I think I probably have done like over 60 songs. So I'm excited to be released. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm excited to now be able to have that power to release it, and to share those experiences and things that are going on in my life, like through song. And hopefully it can help, and people can relate to it in some sort of way, or if not, just like have fun listening to it. So it's been great. Yeah, they're the best.
I feel like that's got to be a cool feeling for you as an artist, to know that you kind of have songs you're sitting on, you know what I mean, like to have stuff that you're like, I'm ready to release this now. Like right now it's just it's your baby, because you put it together and you know what it sounds like, but soon enough you'll be able to kind of like release it out and give it to the fans, give it to people to listen to. And like I said, now more than ever, I feel like it's cool for you to get in that flow of dropping music one after another. And the fans are looking forward to it. I know that.
Yes, no, and I am too. I'm so excited. And I'm also, because I'm creating all the time, every single day. Like I'll even go back and find little ideas from years ago, and then I'll take and be like, oh, that was kind of a cool lyric. Like, let me flip it now so it makes sense with my life now. And like, so I always have so many ideas. So to be able to like have that access to like an ability to put it out now when I want to and when it makes sense is just very exciting. So yes, I'm excited.
I love that. Well, I know I'm excited. I know the fans are excited to see what's dropping next from you. So we're, you know, we're getting ready for that. I mean, before I let you go, I gotta, you know, ask you, what have you been doing, you know, for fun as you know, we've all been home hanging out. What have you been doing when you kind of have to take your mind off work for a little bit?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I love to cook. So I feel like I've definitely cooked a lot during quarantine because I have time and through COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So lots of cooking, lots of desserts. So I'm probably not like the healthiest like internally right now because just a lot of sugar. And also like, I mean, my dad's workouts, like we do them almost once. We do it like every other day. It's hilarious. We call it the Stecker gym. And it's like the funniest things. My dad always like turns on his super old school, like 90s R&B music and he'll start dancing. And I sometimes post like little clips of him dancing. It's the funniest thing ever. It's entertainment. So that's been really fun. My mom has also been doing this thing where she called, where at the beginning of quarantine she was like the quarantine cocktails, so she would make herself like every other night she would do like a fancy cocktail, and then she would, I don't drink, so she would make me like a virgin one, and it was so fun. And then it got to the point where I was like, Mom, like what cocktail are we having tonight? Yeah. She was like, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, it's too much.
There you go, mama. There you go, mama.
Yeah,
you can always count on the Stecker family to have something going on. So we got, you know, the R&B
always.
gym in the garage. We got happy hour in the kitchen. You're whipping up some desserts. You know, you just tell me what time to be over, and I'm there. All right.
Exactly. Come over, bring your dogs.
It'll be great. It'll be great. Well,
you can get a cocktail.
I know. I'm with it. I'm with it. I just want to say, you know, thank you for hanging today, Skylar. You know, I really appreciate the time and you jumping on here and just
thank you so much.
Congratulations on everything, all the new music, the new sound. It's just, it's so cool. And I'm, you know, so proud of you and where you've come from and where you're going. And we know the best is still to come. So sending you and the fam a lot of love. And we look forward to catching up again real soon.
Thank you, Morgan. You're the best.